This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Happy Wednesday, guys. Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie. This is the podcast that you are listening to. You know, you get sucked in by the headlines where it says it's okay to have a couple of glasses of Shiraz a night. Antioxidants help. It's healthy for you.
Dark chocolate, mate.
Mate, you're more than happy to read those out. But when this headline comes out and says hot chips can kill you, you want to freak out.
Yeah, if you're a seagull and there's Panadol in the chip, maybe. I don't know. Hot chips can't kill a human. Headlines over the weekend made me panic about what they're saying about hot chips.
You've overdosed on hot chips before, haven't you?
Happily, and then a comatose by the hot chips.
Emergency!
Okay, mate.
He's not breathing! What happened to him? He's overdosed on hot chips again.
Take them out of his mouth. He might be able to clear his airways. What's in there? $2 of chips.
What, minimum chips? No, he asked for maximum chips.
I'm so sorry. More about the dangers of chips on the podcast.
The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
I want to talk to you guys about Mike Tyson.
He think I'm scared of him.
Yeah, don't. He podcasts the show, mate, and I would not be having a crack at Mike Tyson.
Can you play that again?
He think I'm scared of him.
Do you know who he's talking about? Himself.
No, Lennox Lewis.
No, he's talking about himself. The baddest man on the planet. He was talking about the rage that used to come out and said, I'm so scared, I hate that guy.
He think I'm scared of him.
I'm scared of him.
Oh, yeah, I still wouldn't.
I know. I wouldn't either,
He's
Ryan.
still such a scary guy, isn't he?
It's the face tat, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
It worked well because of The Hangover Part 3, which was awesome.
Has his own line of marijuana now, doesn't he?
does. I
And
think
made
he's
a lot of money. Yes.
Medicinal.
Yes.
What's interesting about Mike Tyson? I just can't get over the lisp to start with because he's the toughest guy in the world. And then he opens his mouth.
Oh, no.
Mate, when I was in grade 4, my dad said no grown man should have a lisp. Take him to speech therapy.
Oh, what?
So I went to...
He think I'm scared of him.
scared of him.
You can't
My
get
sister
rid of
and I...
a lisp.
Oh, yeah.
No.
That's what speech therapists are for. I went for about 2 months to learn how to say my S's and how to say my THs, my ths.
Yeah, but you couldn't change Mike Tyson.
You might not be able to now. You might not have the capacity for it. But I would suggest as a younger guy, he wouldn't be so scared of himself if he got rid of the lisp.
I don't think anyone was having a go at him, though. That's the thing.
That's the problem. Nobody said anything. They were too scared. Mike Tyson married Robin Givens.
Yes, that was controversial,
Yes,
wasn't
extremely controversial. That was back in 1987. They got married in 88. It was messy. She, at one stage, when she filed for divorce, said she feared for her safety because of Mike Tyson and who he was scared of. This was interesting, though, because after they'd separated, his wife, Robin, started seeing somebody else. Could you imagine being the man who started to see Mike Tyson's ex-wife?
Oh, man.
Have a listen to who it was.
My ex-wife. We hate each other, and since we're going through our divorce, I'm going to my divorce lawyer. I'm going to his office, but before I go there, I'm going to go to a little rump session with my ex-wife, right? Which I'm entitled to, because I spent a lot of money. I invested, so I'm entitled to. So I came one day, ringing the doorbell, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. Nobody answers. So I go to my car, and as I go to this car, I see a car coming up. It's her car. But then as she gets closer, I see this little grayish white silhouette in the passenger seat. So as she gets closer, you'll never know who it is. It's Brad Pitt, right? He's like a beach bum, little nerdy, you know. Ooh, you should have saw his face when he saw me. And man, he was scared, man. But I was scared too, because this was pre-Matrix, right? And he started doing, whoa, 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 whoa. I didn't know. I thought it was that.
You thought you were doing martial arts.
That Brazilian karate, you know, trying to run but coming back.
He's confused it a bit at the end there, Mike Tyson. But
Did you think Brad Pitt was in The Matrix?
I think maybe he meant Fight Club, do you think?
Probably Fight Club or
gotcha.
something else.
Yeah.
I don't know what he thought. But that moment for Brad Pitt,
Oh, man.
when you go, hang on a minute, that's Mike Tyson. And he's turned up to sleep with his ex-wife, which he's been doing, and I'm now in the way.
Robin, can you just put it in reverse? You just get out of the driveway
Really
right
quickly.
now. Robin.
Really? Robin? Robin, I'm running.
Nothing beats a cosy winter getaway.
Or escaping to a tropical paradise.
If you're thinking about an early winter escape, whatif.com has just the place.
Check out great accommodation deals across Australia on the What If app.
What if it's Aussie for travel? Who's the turkey bird that wrote this article? Did you see the headlines yesterday?
Yeah, you were a bit upset with this one.
Stop eating French fries now!
Yeah.
Man, oh man, oh
Well,
man. If anyone says that anymore.
It's a good show.
Yeah, wasn't it?
It was a great
Man,
show.
oh man.
was a great show.
I just get so thrown by ridiculous headlines that go on to be supported by absolute garbage.
Well, no. It's the way. You know what? If this was an article that said, "Hey, having a half a block of chocolate a night and a glass of red wine is good for you," you'd be reading it out, going, "Hallelujah! How good is this?"
I would certainly never have a glass of red Ryan.
I believe everything in this
Well,
article.
that would be accurate.
No.
But this one, I just want you to listen. I just want you, after hearing the headline, "Stop eating French fries now," I want to read what the article is about. Have a listen to what they did. So they looked at a survey size of 140,000 people in the UK.
It's massive.
They filled out a questionnaire on what they'd eaten in the previous 24 hours, and they did this up to 4 times. Okay? They then followed these people, on average, for 11 years. 11 years
Yeah.
to see what symptoms they had throughout life. There were signs of anxiety and depression.
Yep.
Now, for over a period of 11 years,
Yep.
these people had the occasional chip.
Well, no.
Is there anything else going on in the world or in today's life, your life personally, private, family, work, relationships, that could bring on anxiety or depression? But no. These people ate the dreaded chip.
They're obviously aligning it to the hot chip. Now,
What absolute garbage.
would it be? Is it fair to say if you had to write down one food that you eat the most, would hot chips be up there?
No. There is sometimes food. I might
Yeah.
be at the footy. Might have hot chips at the footy.
Yeah, true.
I don't really hate. Oh, they might if they're on the side with a burger. If the kids get a burger, you might steal a couple of chips.
I knew a bloke down at the Portnalunga Hotel that used to. He was addicted to hot chips.
Right.
Every night he would go to the fish and chip shop. Every single night.
That's amazing, isn't it?
And then he would
was
drive
a big
his
unit?
car down to the river. Yeah, Jaws was his name. He used to drive down. He would drive down to the river and he'd just eat his fish and chips. And it was the best part of the night for him.
I'll guarantee you this. Anybody that's going to their GP and saying, "Hey, look, I'm struggling at the moment," they've put their hand up and said, "I need a little bit of help," and maybe the doctor's thinking about some antidepressants, which are very, very common. I don't reckon one doctor is sitting there going, "All right, I need to ask a couple of questions." Actually, I need to ask one question. How many chips you been eating?
You believe what you want to believe, mate.
Coffee, chocolate, red wine,
Fine.
beer. As it turns out, whiskey is also good for you.
Oh, my gosh.
Chips not.
The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
All right, so this is they're forging ahead with the $25 billion metro rail line underneath the city, underneath the city here. And you know what? It's really exciting. I mean, once this is up and running,
Huge.
You think of the subway, you think of the tube over in London as well, and how good that is just to jump underneath the city and just to get somewhere really, really quickly. It's going to go from the central business district to Parramatta, but at the moment, well, I didn't know this, but around here in Pyrmont, where our studios are, residents are bracing for the 24/7 drilling that's about to start underneath them.
Are they going under us?
Yeah, they're going under us, mate.
Oh my God, Tommy, should we dig down and meet them?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, when he goes there, knock up, we'll knock down.
Concerned locals said as well, so our houses, there's some really old houses here built of bricks and mortar. It's not clear whether the vibrations will upset our house as well, risk of damage.
Oh, it'll crack it for sure.
But the worst thing of all, I'm just worried. A resident said, I'm just worried about at 3 a.m. in the morning when I'm trying to get ready for work or sleep for work, I'm going to hear the drilling going
Well,
on.
remember the Rozelle residents recently, if it
Yes.
serves me correctly.
That's the northwest line, isn't
Yeah,
it?
they kept that quiet, but they were given headphones as a gift to say sorry about the noise. How about some more noise? Were they given earmuffs or headphones? Two different things.
I reckon there'd be a lot of residents out there that go, this is a disgrace.
Hey. Oh, gee.
But how good at... What brand headphones are you
Oh,
talking?
seriously, what are they? Are they Apple? They're the Apple ones, are they? That's not a disgrace. I'm quite happy with the tunnel. Hey, this is good stuff, guys. Really appreciate the tune.
Beats by Dre, yes please.
Tommy, we should do that. How's that for a merch idea?
Oh, I like
Fitzy
that.
and Whipper headphones. The
Yeah.
catch is they're always tuned into Fitzy and Whipper and Nova, right? And we go around the area and go, hey, can you hear that drilling noise? Not anymore.
Here it is.
It's riddle time.
Harry the Parody Bear.
Do you know what I mean? And we can hand out Win Wednesday, Win the Week T-shirts as well.
Do you know what this would happen?
Genius.
We've spoken about this before, but in your area, is there a noise in your area coming from, I don't know, a business or a smell? The other one is the smell. I love the smell. I mean, we used to live not far from an abattoir.
Oh,
And if the certain winds
Don't.
would pick up, and it was a horrific smell.
do you know what?
Dad, I can remember Dad yelling out, "Northwesterlies, everyone close up the windows!"
Get inside. I tried to hire a house for the family in the Southern Highlands, like family from Melbourne to come up. And this house looked amazing. And I thought if we all chip in, if all the families, 4 families, can chip in, we could have this for a week. Then I read under one of the reviews, warning, that we stayed here. This is next to an abattoir.
Oh, no.
The stench and the flies were next level. Don't forget about it. Tommy, your issue is the zoo,
Oh, yeah.
because you're near Taronga Zoo.
Yeah, the lions mating.
Are you blaming
What
on
does
the
it
lions?
sound like, Tom?
Well, that's pre-recorded, unfortunately. But yeah, that's exactly
What,
what
have you got a more accurate representation?
And the chimps, Tommy, do you hear the chimps?
Yeah, the chimps screaming and the lions mating. It's quite wild, guys.
Do you have a hum? Is there a sound in your local area or a smell that you cannot get rid of where you live? Michael in Lewisham, what do you got, Mick?
Morning, fellas. Yeah, we've got the park on one side of our house, which is beautiful, but on the street side, we've got a service station. So every morning at about 5 to 5, you hear the biggest clang, and it's a metal plate that they lift up with this little hook to get inside with the rod to test the amount of petrol in the tanks underneath the ground.
The big
No.
dipstick.
And then in the afternoon and the evening, right, when the whole place is closing down, you hear... They turn off all the machine for the air pressure in your tyres where you top it up.
Mick, what are these?
Early morning, in the dead of the morning, the clang. Anyway, the nice thing is they're a lovely family. They're an Indian family, and English is their second language with respect to them. And I took them over a cushion, and I said to her, "Why don't you put the metal plate on the cushion? It doesn't make such a noise."
Yeah.
And I said to my wife weeks later, I can still hear the noise every day. What's going on? I went over there in the morning when it happened, and she's kneeling on the cushion.
Awesome. You bought her a kneeling pad. Oh, Mick, you're a good man.
Great neighbour, Michael. Well done. Let's go to Lewis now from Plumpton. Lewis is 10 years of age. Tell us about your school, Lewis. What's going on?
So at my school, at recess and lunch, we live next to our school's next to a charcoal chicken place called Neo's.
Oh, yes.
And at recess and lunch, we can always smell charcoal chicken, and us kids are always questioning whether the teachers go there. And no matter how hard we try from wherever we are at the school, we can always smell it, even though it's a block away.
I see that.
And
Lewis,
trust me,
how many of the kids are nicking out for sort of a half a chook and chips?
I wouldn't know too many.
You're not
you
allowed
could
to.
be lying.
How's this, Lewis? Snitchy, who works on our show, you would hear him every Friday. He comes in for recap of the week. But his house, he bought an apartment right next to KFC. He's up on the 3rd level. KFC's next door to him, and that chicken smell just wafts through his balcony whenever he opens the
Just
door.
amazing. Lewis, do you ever sneak up there after school at least?
Nah, not really.
Oh, good effort,
my
Lewis.
God.
Well done. He eats well, Lewis. Let's go to Aaron in Riverston. What smell have you been putting up with, Aaron?
Hey guys, I live in Riverston. Man, the pet food factory there, it's a pretty old factory, but the smell in summer is awful, eh?
What sort of factory, Aaron?
It's pet food.
Oh, pet food.
Oh,
Sure.
no.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Can you describe the smell, Aaron? Do you know what they're cooking up, or you have no idea?
Cat.
Mate, I have no idea. I went and Googled and stuff, because they got horses there and sheep there.
Oh, no.
I don't know, something dead or something. Yeah, it's awful.
Doesn't really matter what you put in the blender, does it, Aaron? You know what I mean?
It's Aaron's
Yeah,
dogs.
I know. Exactly.
Aaron's dog's having a good time, though. He's loving it.
Thanks, Aaron. Inga has called through from Cremorne Point.
Yeah,
Inga,
all right,
what's
mate. Good on you,
Oh, you're
mate.
Tom's wife. What's the noise and the stench you're putting up with?
Married to an abattoir.
The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Carpool karaoke, guys. We've celebrated, we've laughed, we've cried. We're crying again because on Thursday night it will be the last Carpool karaoke with James Corden. They're wrapping it up on the Tonight Show.
He sold
The
it
Late
to
Show.
Apple, didn't he?
Yeah.
I think for something like $40 million or
40
something.
billion.
No.
40 billion.
No, it's someone told us a story that they were with James Corden at his house. Do you remember? I can't remember who it was, but they were with James Corden at his house when he said, I'm sorry, I've got to take this important phone call. It was from Apple.
Wow.
And he said, I've just sold Carpool Karaoke and
My
set
God.
myself up for life.
Do you know what's fascinating is when you watch the way they film it? Because the car, the Range Rover that they're in, is on a trailer. It's on like a flatbed truck. So it's on a trailer that's low to the ground.
Why can't they drive?
Because they've got to concentrate. Like, there's too much going on. Could you imagine? Yeah. And could you imagine the crowd and the people if they pulled up at the lights and they saw Adele and James Corden?
Yeah.
Like, massive. And so there's a car driving a trailer and the car's on the trailer, but you can hardly see the front of the car because there's so many cameras set up.
Yeah.
So that's how they get the brilliant footage and do it.
So Corden's quite close to Adele, isn't he?
Yeah, they're good mates, and they've done Carpool a couple of times. I want to play this audio because knowing that it's the last Carpool, he has invited Adele to be the special guest on this last one for Thursday night. So they're singing a song, I Drink Wine, and I love their relationship, and it gets a bit emotional.
The first verse of this song was inspired by a conversation that you and I had. And we've been on vacation together with the kids, and we were on our way home, and my mood had changed, and it was like the first year that I felt like I had to hold myself accountable for just being an adult, whereas the year before that, where I left Simon and stuff like that, that you and Jules and the kids was so integral in looking after me and Angela and making sure that I didn't. And I remember you used to do it with humour as well. You used to be like, good luck with that one, and any sort of thing that I was pursuing and stuff like that. So then I remember I said to you on the way home, I said, what's wrong? And you let it all out to me, and you just...
It was work stuff and the internet and
it was
all those things.
But then it got me thinking, I felt so unsafe with you feeling unsafe because you've always been like that. You have, since I was 21, you've always been like that, And then I went to the studio a couple of weeks later and I wrote this, and I remember I sang it into my phone and I sent it to you. And I do remember you saying, that's exactly how I was feeling.
It was everything that I was feeling that day.
Best mates. And that's where I Drink Wine came from.
How come one becomes so bounded by choices that somebody else made?
Great song. We've played it here.
Singing?
Yeah, both of them.
Both become a version of a person we don't even like.
Oh, he didn't need to be a part of the song, did he?
We're in love with
Couple,
the
mate.
world,
Just
just wants
leave
to
it up to Adele.
Sometimes you have to join in when the music takes over, mate. I do that a lot. My wife sings a lot in the car, and I say, hey, who sings that? And she'll say Adele, and I'll say, let her.
Is Jim Jeffries ever been asked to do Carpool Karaoke? I would like to see that.
Love to get a couple of personal stories from Jim about his music.
Corden goes, all right, you've picked Kevin Bloody Wilson here, Jim. Tell us about this one.
You're listening to the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
I still can't get over this, and I want to hear from people. 13, 24, 10.
What, the 28-point loss?
No, it's not the 28-point loss. No.
Sorry.
That's Essendon fans.
Yep.
I'm talking about people who just don't drink water.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
May I introduce John Whipfley?
Your old man, this astounds me. So how does he hydrate himself?
He drinks every now and then, like once a year, he might have a sparkling mineral water. 9 times out of 10, it's sugar-free lemonade.
Oh, that's still bad for you, man.
I don't know. He's still here.
He's
still ticking, 75.
13, 24, 10. Do you know someone? How old are they? They refuse to drink water. They have never drank water their whole life. How do they hydrate?
If you have a go at him, he says, yeah, well, I have it in a solid form with my whiskey.
Oh, well said, John.
Really good,
That's
John.
not bad.
We'll get you on air for that, John, I reckon. You won't come on. What do you mean you won't come on? But you know what I find strange, and I always say to him, when you wake up in the middle of the night and you want to have a sip of water, right, if you've got a dry mouth, imagine leaning over to the bed and picking up
a lemonade.
A lemonade.
You can't.
That's weird.
I give us a call if you know someone who refuses to drink water. So this is a mum. TikTok's gone viral. Her son loves to game at the school holidays. How do I keep him occupied? Have a listen to this.
How I keep my gamer son hydrated. So my son's so fussy and doesn't like the taste of plain water, we found another solution. water cooler and Prime. Prime's really hard to come by in Australia, so with the help of the retail correction, we've got a huge supply and he is loving it. With the school holidays, he doesn't even have to go out of his room to get a drink. School holiday fun.
Is she joking?
Look, no, I think there are. I think the son does. I think the son doesn't like to leave home. There are complications there, but she has. This is how good that mother is. She's filmed up a water cooler with Prime, which isn't cheap.
$25 a bottle,
and is full of sugar.
Yeah,
and the kid is he's just getting his mug at home.
She bought
while he's playing a bit of Call of Duty, and bang, he's on.
She bought him a pair of adult nappies as well.
Oh, come on.
So he doesn't have to go to the toilet.
Well, this is...
What is going on
He just refuses to drink water. Ty's giving us a call from Blacktown. Ty, do you drink water?
No, I do not.
Why not?
Because I don't like the taste of it. It tastes horrible.
Doesn't taste of anything.
There's no taste, Ty.
Water tastes like water.
Do you know what, Ty? Don't you find it, like if you've gone for a run or even a walk, Ty, or you get home from the gym, to have a refreshing glass of water and you can feel the cold water going into your system.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful.
If I was at the gym, I might have a glass of water, but other than that, no, I wouldn't.
Ty, how do you hydrate yourself then? What do you use?
I drink cordial and soft drink.
Cordial's good, yeah. Cooler cordial.
It's flavoured water. I suppose that is still hydrating you, though. Because, Ty, I just look, the colour of your urine, is it always really, really yellow?
I have to say it's yellow most of the time, yeah.
Okay, and your stools are solid, Ty?
No, well, that's not...
Ty, can I ask this? Do you ever like a cold glass of full cream milk?
Yes, I do, but I'm lactose intolerant.
Oh, you're a disaster, Ty. I don't know why you called the show.
Ty, Kirsten's giving us a call from Campbelltown. Tell us about your dad, Kirsten.
Oh, so my dad is 79. He retired at the start of the year. Never drank water in his life. Doesn't believe in it. He'll have a beer or a bourbon at night time.
Yeah.
Never drinks any water. Retires. Goes to the doctor, and now he's been told off by the doctor, and he's got high blood pressure. He's like, I shouldn't have bloody retired. I was doing it better before he even went to the doctor.
Shouldn't have retired. Can I ask you, if he comes home from the gym or he's been for a run, what would he drink?
Nothing. That's what surprises me. And he doesn't. He's fine. He's healthy until he retired. Like, we all go, Dad, your body must be not working properly. Do you wee and stuff? He's like, I go all the time. And I'm like, well, I don't understand how you can't drink water. He doesn't.
That is weird. I would love it. I would love a doctor if you're on your way into work this morning. I mean, the benefits, we are told to drink, 8 glasses of water a day?
Yeah, 3 litres in a perfect world.
3 litres. And, we got told as sportsmen that we would love your urine to be clear as much as it can. Throughout the day, we understand when you're going to bed at night that it's going to be a bit hard, but you always try to make it clear. So I don't know, I can't understand how these people are getting through life without having water in their lives.
Some of yours comes out like green tea, and then obviously you're quite regular with your Metamucil and your All-Brand.
My All-Brand.
How is your system going? Is everything okay?
Yeah, really terrific.
Well, you did a nursing course also, so can you talk through the impacts of not drinking enough water?
Well, just your body doesn't get the chance to recover the way it should. You know this.
You're a good
it's
doctor.
also good for your skin as well, I found. Tom,
everything.
Tom, your skin is glowing at the moment. It's magnificent. With your oil of Ulan.
Oh, yeah.
All of Ulan.
Ulan or Ulay?
I think it's Olay.
Yeah. Although you bought it in Bali, so it could be anything.
You're listening to the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
You know what? I love Kiss Cam at the... Going to sport, you see a couple come up on the screen and do it. Oh, no, that's his mum, he can't do it. Or that's his sister, you can't do it. But this one was a big one because we've got the NBA playoffs happening at the moment, and there's a lot of big celebrities going to the Lakers games, mate. huge.
I'm just watching the footage now. Isn't it beautiful? Meghan and Harry turned up at the Lakers game. Kiss cam drops onto them. He tries to get involved. He leans in for the kiss, which I think is great because the cam's on. You've been through other couples before. You know what you're meant to do. She giggles and then balks at the kiss.
Yeah.
You can't do that, mate. If the camera ends up on you, you make out.
I know.
It should be the rule that there's tongue involved for 3 seconds at least.
Maybe there should be a rule that if you can't do it, you just hug each other. Or there was enough.
Boring.
There's so many of these that are set up. So there was one the other day, right? This was at a hockey game. There was a couple, they weren't even sitting next to each other. There was a seat in between them. And as soon as it went to them, they went, no, I don't know who this guy is. And then the girl goes, you know what, let's do it. We're on kiss cam. And they had a big kiss. Then they went around to all these other couples. And then right at the end, they went back to that couple. And in the middle, the girl's boyfriend comes back and sits down with a hot dog and a beer.
Good.
And he goes, are we on? I didn't know we're on.
How dare you?
Set up.
Do you know what? And credit to you here, Fitz, a while ago. If we had a great producer on the show, they would have executed this. Unfortunately, this middle-aged woman over here by the name of Tim.
It's actually Tom, and
Tom, is it?
I'm right here. I can see.
Oh, right.
I can see you.
Fitzy had the idea that we go to somewhere like Bondi Junction, we go to the Junkai, and it's got that huge screen. Like it's massive. That must be 10 metres high, that screen, held with giant cables. You and I go around the shopping centre with Kiss Cam.
Yep.
So we've got a camera running. We go up to couples. Everybody's watching on the big screen and say, for a fitty, you two have to kiss.
Oh, Mike Whitney over here.
Who dares tongues?
Who dares kisses?
Yeah. Who dat?
I think Tom was a bit like...
New tongue, who dat?
Well, you pitched your show, Tom, to Channel 7 as well, I think, which was Secret Cam. Where you don't know where the cameras are, but Tom's watching.
Oh, is it in the teddy bear's eye again?
Always watching, guys.
He's in the hedge.
We did have that other idea. Remember, this was to do at a shopping centre where Whipper's face would be at the bottom of an escalator. Is that right? And then we'd have donuts all over the steps of the escalator, and then you'd be at the end of the eating.
Your mouth was open at the bottom of the escalator, and it looks like you were eating.
Yeah, all the people.
The people as they're coming down.
Funny, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's funny. I mean, there's 3 great ideas waiting to happen there. Tom, you just need to execute one of them.
Just one of them, yeah. I'll get around to it after 9.
Thanks, mate.
Very busy. Very
awesome
busy.
stuff.
You're listening to the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
What are the chances?
Stories of chance and coincidence. That's what we need this morning. Love those moments when you think to yourself, what are the chances that happened? Almost like there's a more powerful, higher being looking down, steering us like we're chess pieces.
Well, Tommy was saying to me the other day, when he fell over in the kitchen, I was like, I said to him, what are the chances that you had to go to emergency for that?
Oh, did he?
Well, no, something went missing. And I was like, oh my God.
Why was there a bottle of deodorant on the floor anyway?
That was a whole broom.
What are the chances?
What are the chances?
Quite high, to be honest.
I think that's what the nurse said as well.
Do you know what? Wanted to drag Key in, who works on the show. Key, you've got a great What Are the Chances story this morning.
Oh, what are the chances?
What do you got for us? What are the chances you could come next to the microphone and be a professional?
Thanks so much, guys.
What's the story?
So my parents just recently downsized, moved into a brand new apartment.
Yeah.
Mum's been so annoyed that the old tenant that used to live there hasn't changed his address, and she keeps getting his mail.
Yeah.
Turns out I was dating the guy.
What are the chances?
Hey, I would be keeping his mail. Have you been going through it?
No. He lost his license though, so I don't think he knows.
Wow.
But yeah, so it was fun.
Was he a memorable boyfriend?
No, not really. I never went over there, so it's fine. Now I knew where he lived.
What are the chances? Yeah, that would have been weird if you went back to a house where you went, oh my God, you wouldn't believe what we did on that kitchen bench.
Oh,
no.
What are the chances?
Well, you'd need to be married for that. What are the chances?
What are the chances?
Quite low with Key.
Lucas from Castle Hill's giving us a call. What are the chances, Lucas?
My what are the chances kind of happened on the day I was born. I was born on the 9th of the 9th, 1999 at 9 a.m.
What are the chances?
Hey, Lucas, you and I share something in common because my lucky number is 9 as well.
That's got nothing to do with anything.
Because I was born on the 29th of the 9th, 79. So that leaves...
You got a 2 and a 7.
Yeah, what do they add up to?
Oh, it's not
Lucas,
about you.
You and I live in the 9 world.
Lucas,
Hey, Lucas.
do you play sport? Do you play junior sport?
Yeah, I played rugby league and I actually played number 9.
Yeah, well done. Well done.
2 sporting legends, Lucas, you and I.
You are...
High 9.
Lucas, he rings the show and you're taking it away from him,
No,
mate.
I'm not. It's just Lucas and I. Lucky number 9.
Michael in Hurstville, what are the chances?
Yes, my wife and I share an anomaly that no one else, I don't think, on the face of the planet have. We actually had the same birth certificate number.
What?
What are the chances?
Yeah, but obviously not in the same country, Michael. You couldn't.
No, correct. No, I was born in Australia and my wife was born in Spain.
That is extraordinary.
How many numbers are in the actual number, Michael?
From memory, it ends in end of year, but the first, I think it's about 4 or 5 numbers, 4 or 5 digits to start it off.
That's crazy.
Isn't that unbelievable? To think that you have the same amount. Oh, my God.
I'd be just carrying that around with me everywhere I go. This is my wife. Have a look at her birth certificate. Have a look at mine. What can you spot?
Yeah, be a bit weird if you're, catching up with your friends again, like your best mate. Hey, have a look at this. You've shown me.
Oh, my God.
20 times.
I've known you for 18 years.
I'm your dad.
Terry
That's
from...
what the priest said too, yeah. That was the priest was gone. I've never seen this before in my life.
That is...
I wasn't sure if you'd
well
launch
done.
into a joke then, Mick.
Michael, that is a beauty. You're in the running. Terry in Maroubra. What are the chances, Tez?
Hi, yes. My little story is, yes, I've been working with the TAB industry for probably 30-odd years now, and yes, I've had 7 hold-ups.
Oh, my God.
What are the chances?
Terry, what was the...
What are the chances? Yeah.
What was the scariest hold-up you had, Tez?
Oh, okay. There was one that was pretty scary. I can't really talk about the security details because I'm still with the tab.
Yeah.
But let's just say I had a gun at my head for for a few minutes while it all went on. We sort of got in and we had and had to turn the lights out and had to do all that sort of stuff. And
So they got the money and then left?
Yes, they got the money and left. And like with all of them, they've all been, sometimes, like one time I just sort of ran to the toilet and ran away, and so we were just left there. And then another time, it was one scary one, but and had to get a bit of hypnotised to get back to work.
Terry, did you know any of them?
Terry.
No. No.
Weren't like regulars that had rolled through the door?
Disgruntled?
No, not that I know if they've got balaclavas. No, I wouldn't know any of them. But one of it. So I had to get hypnotised once to come back to work because it's very violating. Like it makes you scared and you don't want to go back to work. So you have to try to overcome it. And but yes, I'm still here, and the hypnotists work well.
Terry, has any of your friends played a bit of a joke where they knock on the door and they've got
that's
they've
not
got a water
joke,
pistol
mate.
there, having a bit of a laugh?
No, not at all. No, there's usually I feel like chasing them out there, going, go and get a job.
Yeah, go and get a
Terry,
job, not
you
my
are
money.
You're tough as an old boot there, Tez.
Well, she's not an old boot.
Terry, you know what? For that, and still staying there for 30 years, you've won your $250 voucher to Ribs and Burgers. $10 burgers coming your way.
Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.